Now, in terms of adding these to our website so that members can access, we've really got two options. We can add a question to any page, and I should say we can add multiple questions, really. I actually already have our website up. I'm going to go ahead and choose to bring the website up and show you an example. Here I've got just my What's New page, like a little member home page, and you'll see I've added a polling question to this page. What's your favorite appetizer on our menu? As a member, I can go in and actually answer this question. I love baked brie, so that's going to be my answer, and I'll vote. And you'll see the experience for them is that it refreshes that, shows them what the results are, that there's 12 people that have voted and such. So you'll see those details there. So again, members can only answer a polling question once, which of course makes sense. You're only, that's what a polling is all about. But they'll be able to see these results, again, until there's a new question, and they can, again, answer a new experience, answer a new question. So one option is actually adding an individual question to a page. The other option we have is the polling module. We actually do have a polling module that consolidates all those questions together. And if I go to look at that, what it typically does is it'll put our most current or our most recent polling question up. In this case, I've already voted. It'll also list any other current polling questions you have on the right. So again, here's my favorite appetizer that I've already answered. I can look at what desserts I've, again, and if I've answered those, it's going to show me the details for that. You can also see any recent polls. So even though these polls are closed, I have the option to see, well, what did everybody think about the U.S. Open? It looks like, I was the overall favorite for the U.S. Open. Unfortunately, nobody won, and things like that. So you can certainly go in and see past polling questions as well. Okay, so this is really just an area that consolidates all those questions. I should mention that based on your website design and layout and colors, this particular module is going to look a little different. It might have rounded corners and be red and have Times New Roman font, more spacing. So with each of your website designs, this particular area could look a little different. But overall, it's going to show the current question here on the left, the current polls, and then the recent polls below. So either way, that polling module is going to look this way. So let's talk about how we can set up either the polling module or a question on a specific page. Now, if I go back to my ClubSoft system, again, it really depends on where you want to add it. I would say the most common way of adding polling questions to a site is to add an individual question. Most clubs really don't use that polling module unless they've got quite a number of polling questions that they're asking. For those clients that are just posting one polling question here and there, it's really easier to just add them to a specific page. If you're like my, again, the one client in Texas we have, it's every week. Members get really into it. It's a big part of their club culture. Well, then that's a great example of why that module might have a great place on your website. Very easy to do either. If we want to add the polling module to the website, where we would go is we'd select Web, Manage, and Navigation menus, because we're actually adding that polling module to your navigation. Now, depending if you want to add this to your primary or your public navigation, in most cases you want to add it to your member or your private navigation, I'll double-click on the member navigation. I'll choose to add something to my menu. And when that option comes up and becomes available to add something there, you'll see I can give it a name. So we might call it polling. We might call it, opinions. We can really name it whatever you'd like. And then what are we linking it to? We're linking it to a module. And here in this drop-down, you'll see our poll module is here and available for you. If I save and close this, it's going to add it to my list. Here's opinions. I can move it to whatever order that I would like. If I want it to be at the top of the list, I can. And then just save and close. Now that I've added that module to my member navigation, I can go back to my website. I'll probably just need to refresh it to get that new link. Sometimes navigation changes might take a minute or so I'm just skipping the step here. I'll click Opinions, and sure enough, here's my polling module. Likewise, and again, the more popular method of adding a polling question to your website is to add it as an individual question or widget. Going back to the ClubSoft application, if I go to Web, Manage, and then Custom Web Pages. And for those of you that manage your website, you know this is the area where you're really doing 95% of your website updates. All of your content is located here. You can select whatever page you're interested in. In my case, maybe I want to add it to the What's New page. I'll double-click or select the edit icon to open that page. The page is going to open up. I'm going to see the content on that website, etc. In terms of adding the polling question to this page, I want to go to this last tab here on the right, Widgets, which is where we go to really add any other content or any other feed information from the ClubSoft system. You'll see I already have a poll here. I can choose to add a brand new one. I can have multiple questions on a page. I'll add a poll to this page, and then you'll notice I can put the display name. So something like, tell us what you think. And then I can choose the category. So this goes back to categorizing those polls. I want my dining polls on my dining page. I want my golf polls on my golf page, etc. So this really lets you designate the appropriate place. Again, like the navigation, I can put this in whatever order I like. I can also select and edit a poll. If I've got an existing poll here, I can. I can also choose the option to delete it from the page. So right now, if I go to edit this existing poll, the display name is asking me your thoughts, and then the poll category is dining. Again, I can change this to something different, such as golf, and save and close, and that will update the information on that page. And if I go back to the website, I select my What's New page. Sure enough, here's my title here, Your Thoughts, and then it's showing my polling question there. Any questions about adding your polling question to a page, either to a custom web page or to the navigation as a module? Great. Let's go ahead and talk through then one more item, and that's specifically to how and where do you go to get the polling results if you want to be able to pull down those results. Again, if it's more of a feedback question and less of sort of a fun question, where do you go to do that? I'm going to close out of this web page. Where I go to do that is actually very simple. It's located under Reports with all of our other reports in the system. And if I go to just the main reports area, you'll see I have a number of different categories here on the top left. Of course, for us, this is actually a member poll, so we're looking for our member answers. So under membership, and you might have to scroll down just a bit, this is typically alphabetical, we'll go to the report called Poll Results. And when I'm looking at my poll results, basically all I need to do is select the question. So if I'm interested in seeing, well, what did everybody say about the new dessert? I'll choose that and then view report, and you'll see who, what my votes were, what the split was. If I'm interested, I can even drill down and see who voted for what. So Henry Aaron voted for chocolate bar and pecan pie versus Larry Bird voted for the ice cream sundae. So you can really break down. What's nice too is because we keep these poll results and we keep these all in a report, you can also send an email and mark it to these members as well. So for everyone that participated in this poll, you may want to send them an email that says, thank you so much for your feedback on our new dessert. We're actually going to be adding the chocolate bar and pecan pie to the menus as that was a favorite, but second place was our ice cream sundae, and we'll consider adding that in the spring. So you can really send out a very personal email to those members that participated, and it really reinforces not only that you're asking for their opinion, but you're taking those results and actually taking action with them. So I would encourage you to really gauge these polling questions, at least on occasion, for something of value, and obviously communicate that to the member through marketing as well. And again, all of your polling questions for all time exist here. So you can go back to any of these options: golf swing practice, view report, what did everyone vote for. So putting and chipping seem to be the more popular areas. Maybe that's what we need to do a golf clinic on. Any other questions on the polling result report, or any other items in terms of how to incorporate that polling with your website online? Okay, great. Well, that pretty much brings our training today to a close. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there a question? All right. Well, that brings our training today to a close. I want to thank you all for participating. We will be having several other training sessions next week, and I'd encourage you to sign on and participate for any topics of interest. If you've got any questions, or there's anything about polling or web marketing, ClubSoft in general that we can help with, please reach out to our support team. They can be reached at support@clubsoftusa.com. So thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and I hope this session was helpful for you.